Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Diadora DDNA2 GLX 14 in the alternate blue colorway. Now inside the box all you get are the shoes themselves. They do not come with any extras. So let me get these out of the box really quickly. And if you guys could take a second to leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Now I recently did an unboxing on the fluorescent yellow colorway, one of two colorways that they launched the DDNA2 in. So if you guys missed that video, I will leave an annotation on screen. But basically this is the alternate colorway that is quite obviously Italian themed. It matches the Italian national team kits with that nice blue color. It's got a slightly metallic finish about it, very, very good looking in person. Your white Diadora branding there on the front, black Diadora branding on the inside, and then of course you have this brand new graphic at the heel with the red, white, and green that in my opinion looks absolutely fantastic. This is a very, very good looking shoe overall, much better than the original DDNA in my opinion, and that's really all that's changed coming from the original DDNA model. Essentially all they've done is change the graphics of the boot just so it has a better look aesthetically. The overall construction is pretty much identical, the fit is the same, the weight is pretty much right on par as well. So for the most part all the same performance characteristics of the original DDNA remain the same, and this is an absolutely fantastic shoe, especially for somebody looking for something similar to a synthetic Adizero, similar to a Mercurial Vapor 9, even something like a Hypervenom, but at a much lower cost. You can pick these up in the latest colorway for about $115, and the quality is, like I said, right on par with the $200 Mercurial Vapor 9. Of course, it does have a slightly wider fit. It's not quite exactly the same, but like I said, the performance characteristics are there, and the original DDNA was one of those shoes that I put a lot of extra time in this past summer when I was testing it out, and it's not a shoe that I was expecting too much from, but the quality, like I said, is definitely there, and if you're interested in picking up a pair, I will leave a link in the description of this video. But anyways, as far as the tech specs are concerned, the upper is 100% synthetic. You can see it's pretty much one piece all the way through. And it is called Suprel Pro 3L. It's a very thin synthetic material, as you can see, and it actually does have an internal support cage. Not sure if you guys can see it. It's kind of difficult. It's that little kind of red strip on the inside. But anyways, you have an internal support cage, thin synthetic upper like you would expect from a high-end shoe, and the quality of the synthetic is actually very, very good. It has a slight softness about it that you're not necessarily going to find from other synthetics out there on the market. It's very comfortable and provides that nice barefoot feel for the ball. Slightly off-centered lacing system, which I guess does make this shoe a little bit unique in comparison to something like an Adizero or a Vapor. But for the most part, it has a very, very similar feel. For the most part, the finish on the upper is pretty straightforward. It's smooth, doesn't add a lot of grip. You can have a slightly shiny finish on the graphic itself, which you will find provides a little bit of additional grip on the ball, but for the most part, it's a pretty clean finish and feels really good when making those precise touches when dribbling and stuff like that. Moving on to the heel area, it isn't as low cut as most lightweight soccer shoes, so for the most part, it has a slightly deeper, more supportive feel when they are on feet. You have a really high quality synthetic suede / leather heel liner. It's very, very smooth, and you get a decent amount of padding considering the lightweight construction of the boot itself. The insole is fully removable. Here's a look at it. Features a mesh liner on top, some perforations through the forefoot, and it's pretty much just one thin layer of this black foam with some extra layers of yellow foam here in the forefoot as well as in the heel. Again, a pretty decent insole considering the lightweight construction of the boot. Really does provide some nice step in comfort. As far as the outsole is concerned, it's made 100% out of P-backs. It does have a very Adizero-esque heel counter. It's completely rounded off, but it's not a one-piece sole plate heel counter combo. You can see they are two separate pieces, but nonetheless, it does provide that nice extra protection, as well as helps to secure your heel in place, not allow it to move around or anything like that. It's a P-backs outsole, really high quality, and this silver mesh area you're going to find in the forefoot is what they call the net breathing system. Essentially what it's going to do is let hot air out of the shoe, as well as allow for a little bit of airflow, but not let any dirt or moisture inside the shoe. And I can confirm that does actually work as far as keeping the moisture and the dirt from coming into the shoe. As far as whether or not it actually keeps your feet cooler while playing, that's something that's really difficult to test for and really difficult to judge. But if it is something that you struggle with, if you like to have some form of ventilation from your soccer shoes, this is really one of the only options currently out there on the market. You can see that they actually do have the sole plate riveted to the upper. So again, if durability is a concern, it's always nice to see rivets. It just kind of reassures you that that bond between the sole plate and the upper, especially in the toe area, is going to be really, really solid. And as far as the stud pattern itself goes, really solid stud pattern, especially for firm natural grass playing surfaces. Unlike something like the Nike Mercurial Vapor 9, this is going to have a much more solid, more stable feel, just because you have so many more studs under feet. You have these 4 studs in the heel, lots of studs in the forefoot area, 4 on each side, and some conical studs at the ball of your foot. So you have a nice amount of maneuverability with the kind of really solid traction that you get when pushing off from these bladed studs. So overall, an absolutely fantastic shoe, especially for the price. And again, if you're looking for something that is on par with the Adizero, on par with the Vapor 9, for pretty much half the price, the Diadora DDNA 2 is a very solid option. So with that being said, let's move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how lightweight these guys are. As with most thin synthetic soccer shoes, the expectation is that they're going to be nice and light on your feet, and you definitely get that sensation from the DDNA 2. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 8.5 US. I'm going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.9 ounces, just under the 7 ounce mark, pretty much right on par with most other high-end lightweight soccer shoes currently on the market. But of course, these are available for pretty much half the price. So again, this is something that I really want to stress in this video. If you're interested in something like a synthetic Adizero, something like a Mercurial Vapor 9, but you're on a bit of a budget, there's no better option right now than the Diadora DDNA 2. It's an absolutely fantastic shoe for the price, and the performance is right on par with the top end models from the big brands. So that's pretty much it as far as what these shoes weigh, and move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the DDNA 2, and the key takeaway here is that yes, this is a tighter fitting shoe, yes, it has a barefoot feel, and yes, it is suitable for wide feet. And the wide feet thing is not something you can say about most thin synthetic lightweight soccer cleats. So again, if you're interested in something like a Vapor 9 in terms of feel, but don't necessarily have the foot type for that shoe, this is definitely something that will be suitable for pretty much all foot types, just because it's more generous fit. It's a little bit wider in the forefoot, midfoot, and toe box area, but without sacrificing the quality of the fit. It's still very high quality, and it still wraps your foot really nicely. It just, like I said, has a slightly wider base to it that will be more suitable for pretty much all foot types. In terms of the width overall, again, it's wider pretty much all the way through, and because the synthetic is so soft and flexible from right out of the box, it just feels very comfortable. And give it some break-in time and you'll find that the synthetic material will soften up further, even stretch a little bit. So if it doesn't feel quite as comfortable as you would like from right out of the box, give it some break-in time and they will feel much better. In terms of sizing, I actually am wearing an 8.5 US as opposed to my usual size 9, just because it's one of those shoes that I find runs ever so slightly large. I would say for the most part they run true to size, and I'd be most comfortable wearing a size 9 US, but if you do have narrower feet and you want to wear these anyways, going a half size down is definitely not going to hurt you. You can see that the fit and the length is a little bit tight, but for the most part they still feel comfortable enough to wear. And if I did want a tighter fit in the DDNA 2, going a half size down is definitely not a bad idea, but for 90% of people out there, I would definitely recommend going true to size. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the DDNA 2, an absolutely fantastic shoe available at a great price. It's one of those shoes that has incredible performance characteristics, but unfortunately will get overlooked a lot simply because it's Diadora and not made by Nike or Adidas or even Puma for that matter. So again, if you're looking for something that is high quality when it comes to performance and available at a relatively affordable price, and is going to be similar to something like a Mercurial Vapor 9, something like an F50 Adizero, even an Evo Speed, this is definitely an absolutely fantastic option. Again, links to buy them can be found down below in the description. If you guys are interested in the full written review, I'm going to be updating the original DDNA review very shortly, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. simply because the performance of the shoe is pretty much right on par with that first model. Again, all that's changed really are the graphics, and like I've mentioned, I think that they are a lot more attractive this time around. If you guys want to see the high quality images as well, those will also be found on the review page, and again, that is also linked in the description of this video. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. If you have any questions regarding this shoe or any suggestions of shoes you'd like to see, be sure to leave those down below in the comments. I definitely will get an answer out to you. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.